Hi everybody, thank you so much for your time. And this episode, I'm going to talk to you about music productions for non-musicians. So I get asked sometimes, is this suitable for me? Because I am not a musician and I don't have expensive audio interface or microphone. Can I still record my songs? Can I still learn? I'm not IT savvy. So I'm going to tell you this. To decide whether you are suitable for music productions, there's only one main key reason, which is your passion. Okay, so as long as you have a passion and you want to sing, you want to play, and you want to record it, and you want to learn, it is not a problem. So today I'm going to demonstrate to you. So what I've done is that I have recorded a sessions using my Windows. Okay, so my Windows laptops, I've recorded a sessions. Okay, so this is actually using I Don't Want to Miss a Thing as my backing track, and I'm gonna sing over it. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the whole entire process, and then if we have time, we come back to my Mac to show you how to do a little bit of editing. Okay, so now let me just play the video so that you can see what is going on. All right. First, let me just show you I'm connected to my Windows. This is Windows, and I'm connected to my Jabra Elite 5 Bluetooth headphone with the microphone. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to Presonus Prime. Okay, Studio Prime. So under the genre, you will find the Windows Audio. If it's using Realtek, please switch to Windows Audio so that you can choose. So if I go to Control panel, I should see this. Okay, so if possible, make it lesser. Okay, I'll make it like 20. If your computer cannot support 20, find a good low range. You can just play around. So playback device, I use my headphone. So what I'm referring to over here is the latency, because when you are using the Bluetooth devices on your computer, there will be latency. If you are not using an audio interface, there is actually a trade-off. So if you can hear the difference between using my microphone to speak now and versus using my Bluetooth earpiece to speak, there is a difference. But this difference cannot be the reason to stop you from learning how to record and how to produce your own track, because later you will see why. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, now recording device, you can use your built-in microphone on your computer, or if you are using a headset, also it will work. Okay, so choose accordingly. So hit OK and then new. Okay, I just want to put this thing is a thing. Okay, and the rest you can just leave it as it is. This one time base you can choose change to bar. Okay, hit OK. Now close the browse. Now let me just drop the file in. I'm gonna share with you later how to get this file. Okay, so I'm gonna fast forward so that you don't have to wait for so long. All right, so now we get our Aerosmith. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so that you can see clearer. So this is okay, so I'm not sure if this gonna work nicely in Windows Audio, that you can also hear the background. If not, then later on I'm gonna move it over to the Mac to do the adjusting. So I'm gonna just adjust the volume so that it's not too loud for me. I'm gonna create a vocal track. Okay, voice. Remember, this should choose mono unless you know what you're doing, and the input, it doesn't matter, right? So I'll just the output is main. Okay, then I click OK. So when I click this, I should hear a voice. Okay, now the problem is if you have latency, you can turn off the monitor. Now, so I think you should be able to hear a difference when you turn on the monitor, because I'm using a shared audio from the system. So you actually a double voice. Okay, so if you have this same problems, you can just turn on your monitor and then it will work fine. Okay, so that you can monitor real time and without hearing the delay voice. Okay, now, so let's do this. Let me just play. I could. Okay. So I am going to record and you may just hear the raw voice. It's okay, please bear with me. And then later on we will talk about it. I could stay awake just to hear you breathing. Watch you smile while you are sleeping, far away and dreaming. I could spend my life in the sweet surrender. Now, at this point of time, you may be wondering, yeah, it doesn't sound very good, you know. Yes, because there's a trade-off. I'm using my Bluetooth. But again, this shouldn't be the reason to deter you from learning how to do it. So I've already shown you, you can actually do it with just using your earphone, okay, without very complicated audio interface or whatever setup. If it's very difficult for you, this is the simplest setup. You can even use the built-in microphone on your computer. But of course, it may not sound as good as what you are hearing now, but it still works. Okay, so now let's just continue the sessions, and later we will move over to the Mac and see how to make some adjustment and to optimize the track. I could stay lost in this moment forever. Every moment spent with you is a moment I treasure. Don't wanna close my eyes, I don't wanna fall asleep, 'cause I miss you, baby, and I don't wanna miss a thing. 'Cause even when I dream of you, the sweetest dream would never do. I still miss you, baby, and I don't want to miss a thing. Okay, so we're done. And let's have a playback and listen. I could stay away. What you're hearing earlier, you can clearly hear the delay, the latency, because when I was sharing the audio from the computer, and there's actually a delay. But when I'm listening, when I was doing the recording, it sounds fine to me. So there is actually something that you need to adjust after you have done the recording. Okay, so let me just move over to Studio One. Okay, what happened is that you can see, even with using the earphone with the built-in Bluetooth microphone from the earphone, I can still do my recording. Although, yes, the quality may not be extremely good, but I've achieved something very encouraging for those of you who do not know how to do it, and now you know how to record and you can make adjustment. This is something that I find it's very encouraging, very inspiring, as from those of you who doesn't have any prior experience in music production. And if you have done this, well done, man. Well done. Okay. Now, let me just walk you through a little bit in terms of how to make adjustment in the track. Okay. So now, if you actually zoom in, double click on the vocal track, you can see that there is actually somehow there is a latency, but that is normal. Okay. So let me just do a quick playback. I could stay awake just to hear you breathing. Watch you smile while you are sleeping, far away and dreaming. I could spend. So if you hear that there is a latency, you can actually do a editing. Okay, so you can go to your slice 2 over here, the split 2. Or you can just press 3 on your keyboard and then just chop it off, and then press 1 again to go back to your arrow tools, and then slowly go to the bottom of the the area of your track and move it forward a little bit, okay? And then you will hear
far away and dreaming I could spend my life in the sweet surrender. I could stay lost in this moment forever. Every moment spent with you is a moment I treasure. Don't wanna close my eyes, I don't wanna fall asleep, 'cause I miss you, babe, and I don't wanna miss a thing. 'Cause even when I dream of you, the sweetest dream would never do. I still miss you, babe, and I don't wanna miss a thing.
Okay, so as you hear, now I have already aligned my track. Next thing we're gonna do is to have a quick edit on the compressions and also the EQ. Okay, so what we're gonna do, so you can go to default setting and then choose the male vocals. For me, I think male vocal 2 is gonna work better, so I can do a low cut, and then from here I can make some adjustment. Okay, adjustment. I boost the highs so that it cuts through. And for compression, in details we'll go through it in another lessons, but I'm just gonna do a quick check on the compressions. I'll do a medium, okay, medium compression, so that it goes through, and probably do some expansion. So let me just play and listen.
I could stay awake just to hear you breathing, watch you smile while you are sleeping, far away and dreaming. I could spend my life in the sweet surrender. I could stay lost in this moment forever. Every moment spent with you is a moment I treasure. I don't wanna close my eyes, I don't wanna fall asleep, 'cause I miss you, babe, and I don't wanna miss a thing.
Okay, so now the next thing I'm gonna do is I am gonna do a effect. Okay, so I'm gonna add another effect. So I put up the sand, I can add some reverb. Okay, so I'm gonna do a reverb, quick reverb. Insert, and then I go to mix verb. So in the mix verb, I will probably want to do a natural hall, or maybe I'll do a recital hall maybe. Okay, this is quite a huge space, so I may want to lower down a little bit on the effect, and let's hear it.
I could stay awake just to hear you breathing, watch you smile while you are sleeping, far away and dreaming. I could spend my life in the sweet surrender. I could stay lost in this moment forever. Every moment spent with you is a moment I treasure. Close my eyes, I don't wanna fall asleep, 'cause I miss you, babe.
There you have, without using audio interface, by just using your headphone, you can still do a decent recording and then adjust. And then later on, you can then go and do a bounce export to mix down. And then you can then export into your MP3 and share with your friend. How cool is that, right? Without you meddling with all the complicated tools and all that if you are just started. Of course, I'm not saying that it should be that way. It's just a quick start for you to get used to it. And later on, you'll find that, wow, this is interesting and I really want to get into it. That is the time where you invest more on your equipment. Okay, now I'm gonna check out now. I'll see you in the next episode. See you then. Bye bye.